too. 'Cause it was always you. And if I'm turning blue.
Hello everybody! So, today's class, the idea is to take the basic step and the head motion that we did in the clockwise path. We gonna also add one turn. Yes? So this is the idea we're gonna do. So then we have basically this class, we will understand what we can call the circular head movement. Is when you see actually what the class we already did. So the head going around with yourself, and today we're gonna introduce you the horizontal turn. There's also that too works very nice together, right? So, but before we start, as every class, we're gonna understand what we're gonna do in our footwork. Yes, I'm gonna do very quickly here. I'm turning here. I go to this direction here, just to show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my basic step. So as you guys already know, we do the basic step, stepping back with the left, we step, check, we go forward the right. I go back left, I go forward right. Let's try to understand that this is a kind of rule. Yes, once you start, you're gonna have a feeling that if you're using the left leg for travel, you're going back. If you're using the right leg to travel, you're gonna probably move forward. Means that you can start to create variation on it. So instead of just going, travel and walking here, back, and travel, walking here, forward, I'm gonna replace the moment of stepping back in a way that I'm gonna step back my basic step. Normally, I go here, 1, 2, and I go forward with the right, 3, 4, and. But now, instead of going straight back here, facing there, I'm gonna rotate and turn to my left side. And then I need to replace it to turn, and I'm gonna be back. Just a way for you to understand in case that you want to do a variation in your basic step. Because when we start the class, we're also going to adapt for what we're going to do. Yes? So we're going to see. We go back, basic step. 1, 2, and 3. We turn. Now 5. Return on 7. This is one thing that you need to remember. I'm still using this idea of using the odd number as my reference. I start here. 1, I went forward. 3, I decided to turn. 5, I need to be back. 7. So, 1, basic step. 3, I turn on 5, return on 7. And then I'm going to leave this little moment for you just to practice this. Every time I'm turning to my left side. But I still need to have a feeling that I'm traveling. You're going to see, I travel, walk, and I return, traveling and turn. Then I go, walk, again, forward. Yes? So if you feel as you need, just do a little pause, practice by yourself, and then you're going to be ready for what Vanessa is going to teach you. Yes?
Yes, before I teach the head movement, we're going to do this. Only the footwork first, because when we have a head movement to do, the footwork gonna be ready, yes? So first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna be doing the basic step forward and backwards, and then we're gonna mix with the turn that we did before. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, 8, and 1. If I start my movement facing my partner, I'm gonna finish the turn facing my partner as well. Yes?
So, we go one more time, here we go. In 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. I prepare. 7. I just let my partner to turn, and then returns. Okay, if you want to do the basic way for leaders, the only thing you need to do is to make sure you're going to lift your arm on 5, and then you're going to pass this arm around with your partner without pushing your partner away from you. just to let your partner to cross the arm and to turn. I don't try to influence my partner in the way of turning if I don't want to change dynamic or change direction and other things. So I basically just show on 5, I cross 6, let my partner go here to turn, and then I just move back. I'm just gonna bring back to the normal position. Later, when we start having the inclination, and I need to talk about what to do with the arm, because the way to invite your partner for this turn is going to be a little bit different when you have an inclination. For the simple one, we don't need. Good?
Good. So just take a time to practice this with the body straight first, to check if the balance is okay, if the information is okay about the footwork, and then we go to the next part when we add the head movement. For the head movement of this class, we're gonna feel that's a little different than we did before, because before what we did was a circular head movement. So I felt that my head is going around of my body. So I try to imagine that it's the same movement than when the earth is going around of the sun. So the sun gonna be myself and the earth gonna be my head that is going around. So this is the circular head movement. For the movement that we're gonna do today, I'm gonna feel that my body gonna move more and my head gonna stays more. So first thing to practice is, I'm gonna point my head to one direction. Just try to check before, then we do together. The top of my head is pointing to you. I'm gonna turn to the left without moving the top of my head. When I say to move, to not move the top of your head is to not do this. I start here, then I change to this way, for example. If I do this, in the end, the top of my head is pointing to another direction, maybe I'm mixing and skipping something. Yes? Okay, so take a time to practice this. If you need someone to practice with you, you can use someone's hand to stay in the top of your head, and then you just rotate around this reference. If you don't have anyone to practice with, you can use the wall. So just try to touch and you do the same thing. Once you understand this, we go to the next level. So the next level, we're just gonna do this first. I'm gonna have one turn and another turn. You can do many turns you want just to practice this. You can go all the way to the other side and doing this half turn to practice. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna combine with a formation of looking up and down. So I'm gonna start this, looking to the ceiling and pointing, doing a little compress. We did the circular head movement. When I turn into my left, I'm gonna look down. When I turn again, I'm gonna look up. When I turn again, I look down. Trying to feel the same thing, more or less, as we did on the same spot. So not really moving the head. Okay, so now is the moment to put everything together. We're gonna do a basic step starting going forward, and we're gonna stop on 5, okay? We're gonna start with the right leg going forward first. 5, 6, 7, here we go. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. We're gonna have this cheek, and we do a parallel movement. I rotate to come back to the basic step. That's gonna be the idea. So we're gonna have this sideways movement a little bit more than when we are straight. Okay? I'm gonna add the head movement right now. So we're gonna start moving forward. We're gonna stop on the same spot, and we're gonna go in a clockwise way. Okay? So 5, 6, 7. Here we go. We go 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. We stop. When we do the cheek now, the 6 and, we don't gonna move the head. So we do 6 and stay on the side. When we go to 7, I'm gonna be looking to the ceiling and step parallel. Yes, when I go 8 and I look down and I do one more parallel and I rotate, bringing my head to the right. Yes, to come back to the same thing. Forward, the left, down and right, up and left. So take a moment to practice this as well. And I promise that's gonna be easier when we do together. Yeah?
So, for leaders and followers, you're gonna understand that the first time you guys did the head motion, the feeling is that every time you're traveling either forward or back, you're gonna switch the side that you're gonna do the inclination. The first thing that I need to do as a leader is to show to my partner that I don't wanna switch, right? So, just doing a little recap for leaders. When you start the movement, what you did on 7 inclination, to make your partner know to which direction you go, you start moving the central line to go around. If you want to stay, just keep moving. If you want to finish the movement, more slowly you go back to the center. Today, we're going to have a new information for you. You're going to start your inclination to the 7, and then you go bam, bam, 1, bam, bam, here, 3. Now, on 5, you're going to get stuck on it. So the idea is to go to the side, and you're going to stay here. Check, check. You see that I'm not changing the inclination. Once I'm here on 5, I'm going to stay, and easily my partner will understand that I just, let's say, I cut the motion. So the idea is not to keep moving forever. The idea is to stay in that inclination. It's not a problem if you stay there. Why am I saying this? Because your exercise as a leader is to do firstly this. You're going to move your hands, creating a circle like this, forward. I go here, forward, and the way back, I just gonna return to my frame. You're gonna feel like this is the movement for fisherman. Good? So we go here, forward, and bring it back. So I have to do it while I start my check back. So my next number 7 is moving it forward in a way that I go here. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, I start. 6, and 7, 8, and on 1, I need to be back here. Okay? So, once again, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, now complete on 1. We're gonna do it, but we still have one more information. I remember, you guys gotta remember that you are leaving from head motion and you want to be back on a head motion. So what I need to do now is I'm gonna meet my partner on 5. I'm just gonna turn back to the easier. I'm gonna meet my partner here on 5. My inclinations here. When I stop 6 and I'm gonna bring my hands 6 and on 7 is when you feel that you is the longest part of your circle here with your partner. 7, when you get back here to your frame, you're going to remember that it's going to meet to your inclination. Because from the inclination, what you're going to do, you go back to what we did in the other class. Good. So, it's much easier when you do it together. But what is important for you is to remember, you in the inclination, on 5, you start that circle. What you can't do all the other part, you're going to be completely lost, is to turn your part and imagine that you're taking that way. Let's try to bet that we have 2 circles here. One circle is here in the horizontal, is when you want to do the normal turn. Yes? The other one I brought here. Woo! And now imagine that we have a circle like this. So, there's one. Val, you're saying that there is a circle here, horizontal. There is another one, vertical. But why you guys call this horizontal turn? Because the reference is the axis of your partner. Your partner is here, you're going to see, I have that line pointing to the ceiling. Means that any turn into here, the reference of my axis is the vertical line. If I just bend myself in here, let's say that I'm not gonna be exactly here horizontal, but I feel that I'm bringing myself a little more to the horizontal line. And if I turn here, what I can call this is a horizontal turn. That's why we call the horizontal turn. So to make sure your partner is going to do a horizontal turn, we need first to do a basic step. We start the hand motion. On 7, remember that we start, but on 5 we're going to stop. Okay, and now we go. So here, basic step. And 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. We prepare on 7, 8, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. This is the moment, you see, I did the inclination of Vanessa to my left side, Vanessa to her right side, and I'm going to stay here. What we're going to do, we're going to step. The check, I started bringing my arms here, because I need to switch the grip. We need to do here, bye-bye. You see? Bye-bye, we're going to slide it, because if I grab my partner here, it's going to be easier, right? So we start here. Now is the moment. You're going to look to your partner's head, and you need to pass your left hand over it. This is the moment that they forward. Gonna turn parallel and parallel. You see, if I just stop here, Vanessa doesn't really know if I still want to keep going forever there, or if you're going to be back here to basic step. That's why it's important for you to bring the arms down and to bring it back to your frame. It's going to be happening while your partner finishes the turn and step forward. And then we're here again. We're going to find exactly the same position. I'm going to repeat exactly here. Let's say that this is called 5. So 5, 6, and 7, 8, and 1. Good? Let's try to go on until here without stopping to make sure that we got it. This is the only moment that we could say is a little challenge, this movement. Once we understand that we're not going to keep moving the arms around, it's going to be very easy. Yes? So we go now without stopping. And we go 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. Now we go on 7, 8, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. Here we go. We turn. Now we come back to 1 and go again. Good. So if you just have in mind that after turn, you're just gonna keep doing your hand motions around, it's gonna be very, very easy. Yes? Very easy stuff, but also is hard work to do because we need to adapt. But I could say that from that class, we have actually most of what we need to make the things work now. To have the circle hand movement, so followers moving the head around of the central line, and also have the horizontal turn is when it feels that the shoulders going around of the head and get more stable. When we have that too, it becomes easy for us to have 1,000 million possibilities for our hand motions. Yes?
Yes!
So guys, thank you very much.
Good practice!
And see you in the next class. Woohoo!